All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our team call. I'm really excited because it's been a while since we've had like all of Fit Force kind of on one place. But tonight is going to be awesome. We have Angela here, and Angela, to know her is to love her. She is like one of the most fun people I've ever met, and Beachbody has brought us together, and we just had such a great time the last couple times we've hung out. And so I wanted her to talk tonight because she is what I would call an expert with the leadership ladder. She runs her entire business off of that. She trains her coaches on that. She's a two-star diamond, an all-star legend. I mean, a Success Club legend, but she's also the top earner in FitForce. And I know she doesn't want me telling you guys that, but it's really important and gives her all of the, I don't even know what the word is, but whatever it is, qualifications to talk about it tonight and to tell us. So make sure you have your pens and papers ready so that you can jot down everything she has to say, and then definitely questions at the end. So go ahead, Angela. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
Love
Hi,
you.
guys. Okay, I don't know that I'm an expert, but I've kind of dove into this leadership ladder thing and I really, really dig it. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I'm going to try to do my best to explain them to you. I will tell you that I am not the best at the whole presentation thing. Okay. So I'll give you a rundown and then I do best when we kind of just open up and I can answer your questions and we can kind of get just the conversation going. So slides aren't really my thing, but thanks to our good friend Michael Neiman, I do have a few slides that he used at the NLC about the leadership ladder, just to kind of give you guys the basics of what it is and what it means and the different rungs of the ladder, in case you guys haven't really checked it out or know anything about it. So I'm going to try to screen share, see if this works. Wah, wah, wah. Let's see. You see that?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know if it does anything weird. All right. But I just wanted to be able to give you guys this visual here. This is the main part. So these are the different rungs of the ladder. Okay. So you have business starter, team builder, team leader, organization leader, executive leader. I'm a team leader right now. The only thing I am waiting on right now to be an organization leader is my second team leader to see there. Each one of these spots have all these different things that these qualifications you need to meet, and you have to meet all of them. And this is for a month. So when you're looking at the business starter here, this is where, everyone starts. Everyone starts from zero. And this should be right up with your, if you're setting your coaches up with their first goal for their first month is to hit Success Club 5, then you also get to celebrate them being a business starter, which is kind of a really cool, another great thing to, kind of do recognition for them. I've moved a lot of my recognition from rank advancing to the leadership ladder because I also really believe that this is that important. I believe when you build with the leadership ladder, you're going to build a way more solid foundation and a solid business that's going to lead you to earn at a higher rate. I know that there'll be a lot less of that fluctuation of rank where you hit and then you drop and then you hit and you drop and all that stuff. Because if you're using all of these benchmarks that they've created for each level and you're hitting those consistently, and then that's these are all, each one of these things are something that you have to reach for every month and make sure are happening in your business, it is going to just bring your whole team that you're building underneath of you along with you, and it gives them something to reach for. And so everybody knows what they need to be doing, and you're all going to build a more solid business that way. I'm sitting at 2-star for the longest time ever now because really, things were, I guess, out of my control, and I wasn't, but the thing that I could control was how I was getting my coaches started right. And I don't think I was laying things out the best way for them, for how my team learns. And I had to really do some digging to figure that out because everything that we were doing was just not working. And so that's when I kind of found this and then realized that this was going to give them more concrete goals and things to work towards in order to shoot for in their business, not just Emerald and not just Diamond and not just Success Club. Like, it actually gives them other benchmarks to look for. So as you can see, each benchmark, there is a commission-based one, the Success Club point for yourself. So SC5 is a must for you. And then it starts with the team builder. You start looking at how many of your coaches are putting Success Club points on the board. Now, they don't have to be hitting Success Club 5 and above. They just have to get at least 1 point on the board. So that's what each one of these means, that you have at least 2 PS coaches getting 1 Success Club point or more, 4 getting 1 or more, 6 getting 1 or more, 8 getting 1 or more. And then the next thing they add in here is your week leg volume. Okay. So, and this is not per week, although for me is what I make that my goal for each week, but this is actually, the marker is for the month. But it gives you something really to build towards, because that's huge in building. When you work on building that week leg volume, that's going to be huge in helping your cycle bonus. And that's going to increase your income a lot. So it's a really important number to look at. And it also helps you realize, if you are working towards building that week, it'll help you decide where to place coaches, because it's like, if your one side is, you think you really need coaches over there, but it has crazy volume just because it's your strong leg and your upline's building it and whatnot, and you're not really caring so much about rank right now, you want to make some money, you need to place that next coach that's going to be building their business on your weak leg, so that you can start balancing out that volume and cycling a little more. So I think that's a really good thing that they put on here for you to look at. And then when you're looking at organization leader, then you're talking about bringing up leaders underneath of you. So that's why you need to have those 2 PS team leaders underneath of you. So these are kind of all the benchmarks, but I think the 2 key things that I think for me here that you really want to focus on are your PS coaches that are getting Success Club points. I'm like pointing at this with my finger, like you guys can see me. This is ridiculous. And then your weak leg volume. Now remember, weak leg volume this is total for the month. So don't stress if you don't have it for a week. But like I said, for me, it gives me something to push for every week. I switch down to the next slide. Oh yeah, that just kind of highlights them. Okay, when I saw this slide at the NLC, I was like, dang, that's really cool. And I had already decided to push the leadership ladder before that. So when I saw this, it was kind of like, okay, this is making sense to me and why I need to be doing this. Because, I don't know if you guys have noticed, if you've been around Beachbody for a little while, you can see people start out of nowhere and like, boom, they're like Diamond in like 2 weeks or like 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever. Like, happens so fast, and they're like crazy Success Club point earners and like all this. It's just like crazy bananas, right? Like, they just take off. And then all of a sudden they disappear and you never hear from them again. And I think that's crazy that, to me, knowing how long and how hard I had to work to get to Diamond, that people can walk away from a Diamond business, but they do. They can just be like, I don't want to do this anymore, And, but I think, like this says, if you are also a team leader and you are a Diamond, then only 1% of them drop rank. That's it. I mean, that's like, what? That's crazy, right? So if you're pushing for that team leader at the same time you're pushing for that Diamond, and really, I think if you push along the ladder, the rank is going to come with it. It'll just naturally come with it, because you're teaching your team to do the business building activities that they need to do to grow their business. And that's going to grow your business and grow your rank. So I think that's like huge. And then not to mention that where they said 53% of team leader Diamonds will advance in rank within the next 10 months. So, I mean, if you just want to increase your odds of moving your business along faster, like they actually have proven, facts and numbers that they've studied here to show you that, this is legit. Now, these are blah, 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 I can't see this. I hate this stuff. The 2016 elite coaches, okay, the ones that were in the top 10, they all had, on average, 7.3 team leaders on their team every month. So I think that's kind of cool to look at. So if you're pushing for elite this year, see, it says at the bottom, all elite. Look, I'm pointing at it again, like you can see me. All elite here. Can you see my little arrow guy? Maybe you can see that. I don't know. Okay, Brooke's shaking her head yes. Okay. So all elite have at least 1.6. So if you're pushing elite something you want to go for, then that's something you need to look at. Like not just talk about advancing your diamonds, but you want to look at the team leaders you're going to have on your business, because not like that. I think if you get those team leaders, those diamonds are going to come and they're going to be solid. And then you're not going to have to worry about falling out at the end of the year and like doing that like stress ball. Am I going to make it? Am I not going to make it? Am I going to make it? Am I not going to make it dance, you know? Because that's no fun. I've been there and I came out on the wrong side of it. It's not fun. So push that, you know, those team leaders with your coaches. I mean, honestly, even more so than diamond, because I really think if they start hitting all those benchmarks, like I said, for a team leader, that diamond's just going to come. And then just for those of you who may or may not know, I like this little slide because it shows you where you can check up on your leadership ladder. This is actually like an old little screenshot that they have, so it looks a little different. I can show you mine when I show you the other screen I want to show you. But you know, so when you're in your online office and you see your whole little Success Club tab is usually where we default to. But if you click on the little guy right next to it, that's your leadership ladder, and it'll tell you where you were last month. And it's kind of cool because it gives you like your total commissions for the last month, your bonus points. So I think if you're Canadian, then that's different. But if you're in the US, then it's your commissions, what it is. Your Success Club points, your highest paid rank, how many coaches had 1 point or more, and your week leg volume, and your PS team leaders. And then the leadership ladder only updates on the 5th of every month. So once you hit the 1st, it actually goes blank. So if you like check back there and it doesn't say anything, like don't freak out, you didn't just like totally fall off the planet. Everything's fine. It just goes blank, and then it updates on the 5th and shows you what you were for the previous month. Now if I can show you one other thing. Go away. Okay. So haven't seen her come by yet. If you want to learn more about it, and this is kind of where, so I revamped my whole team training, and it's completely based off the leadership ladder now. So when you're a new coach, and where you get started is our business starter training, because really the goal for you the first month is to hit Success Club, and that will mean you'll get to business starter. So that's what it is. And then I have it set up so that you can't move on to the next part of the training until you achieve business starter status. So, because there's no point in my mind for you moving on and learning all these other things if you don't master the basics. I think that's where I've lost a lot of my coaches along the way in this, is that they're like me and they like to learn. So we're so blessed that we're in this like crazy upline of all these amazing coaches, and we have access to like zillions and zillions of trainings, even if you don't go to YouTube. And, you know, for me, I'm like, oh, let me learn. I want to learn more. And then I don't do anything. Like I don't implement, you know, I'll just suck it all in, and then I just don't take action. And a lot of my coaches are doing that. So I wanted them to stop. So that's why it's like, okay, this is what we're going to learn, and you're going to implement until you get it down, and then we can move on. So that's how I broke it down. But a lot of that information I got from trainings that we've done. And then back here, if you go to news and training, and then, and then you click on training, it brings you to this.
I think you need to stop sharing and then reshare your screen.
Oh, you can't see it?
Yeah, it's just white.
Dang. Okay, let's try this again. Stop share.
And then share.
Of course it wouldn't go so smoothly.
No, never does.
All right, try this again. Now can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. So news and training, and you go to the training tab, and then back here, it's got all this, it's tons of great information back here of the different ranks and stuff. But this is where my jam is, right here at the leadership ladder. So you go there, it gives you that whole fancy schmancy breakdown. Then the cool thing too is you go and hit learn more, and it gives you this, all the like talking points that you need. Night, honey. Yes. I'll come in. Don't stay up too late waiting. Okay. So it's got all the things, you know, helpful activities for you, things that you should know at this point, things that are important to focus on, things that, you know, there's all types of PDFs and different, you know, the business activity tracker that I love is there, all these good information tools. So I kind of pulled from this and from like other trainings that we have to build my own training out for my coaches. And so they have that for each level of the ladder. Yeah, I can say it. So I just want to show you guys where that is. And then in case you couldn't see on the other thing. So here's the little guy right here. This is my second business center. Go away. But here you can hit leadership ladder, and then it gives you all that stuff there. See, and where it says like, oh, because this is my second, it says C primary CBC. But like I said, if it was the first, this would be blank and this would be blank. And then this updates on the 5th. So you can see that. And so I think that's kind of my spiel on this. I just think this is like another really, really powerful tool to use that. I know like when it first came out, I was like, what? Leadership who? I don't have time to learn that. Or, you know, and to be honest, like when our corporate people roll something out like this, like they do it for a reason, you know, I mean, they actually really are trying to help us. I think we kind of got even more of a feel for that when we got to go on the retreat and talk to them in Utah. You know, they really want us to succeed. So when they roll something out like this, like we should probably take the time to learn. So my fault for not doing that sooner. But then once I got into it and I saw, you know, the breakdown of it, I realized that it is a really, really powerful tool that we could use, all of us can use to help us grow our businesses. So I guess now just, you know, start hitting me with some questions. I know you got to have some. So I guess you can just unmute yourselves, right?
Yeah, just unmute yourself, or you can use the chat box.
Oh, did anybody chat?
Can I ask a question, Ange?
You guys are quiet. Yeah.
So my question is, so since for us coaches who haven't been using the leadership ladder, how do you encourage us getting coaches who are perhaps not really doing the vital behaviors and all that? How do you encourage us to encourage those coaches to start doing this new way of training?
So, well, I mean, it's always hard. I think it's always really hard to start over, right? Yeah. Like, I think that's the hardest thing. So for me, like, it was just like, okay, hi team, I'm scrapping this and we're starting over. And so when I recreated the whole new training, I put everybody in it. I was just like, this is what we're starting with and this is what we're going with. So if you just want to do some refreshers, like I would say even maybe if you do like once or twice a week, maybe in your team page, and just kind of start highlighting parts about it and using like different tools from it, and you know, just kind of focus on thing and maybe get a conversation going in your team page about different parts of the ladder that you really want to focus on. So like if you want the Success Club part of it, then see, I get distracted by the chat. You know, then just focus on that and talk to them about it and about how that they need to be working towards Success Club and bringing their coaches along with them doing that.
Okay, thank you. Perfect.
Sure. It was in the chat. When you say that you don't have them on the next rung of training, do you have different training? Yes. So the way I have mine set up, they're completely separate pages. So they only have access to, it's like kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know, but like if there's like say you're on a website and it's like part of it's password protected, like, you know, so they can't get into the next part until they hit Business Starter. Does that make sense? I can't even find you. Where are you? Maybe you're on the next page.
Is that on a Facebook document? Is it in Facebook is where your training is, or is it on a website?
No, so mine's on a website through Kajabi. And so it's like each one I could create individually. But what I did is I also have a Facebook training group for each level. So that supports the training and, make sure that they're going through it and they're staying on top of it. And I've literally told my people, like, okay, you have until today to catch up on all the assignments or I'm kicking you out. Because honestly, it's like, I'm not trying to be mean. And it's just like, just like with anything, even becoming a coach, your timing has to be right. So if this isn't your time, that's totally cool. So I'm going to remove you. We're going to take the pressure off of you, but it also takes the dead weight out of the group because I'm sure you've all run challenge groups or any group. And if there are a large group of people who aren't doing anything, it just brings the whole group down. Whereas I'd rather have 3 people who are in there and they're cranking it out and they're doing all the work because they're going to fire each other up and keep each other going. But if there's 15 other people in there who aren't doing anything and it's crickets, those 3 people are not going to even want to speak up. So, I mean, it's like it's a little bit of tough love, and I kind of just laid it out for them in the beginning. But so far, it's actually going really, really well. And I'm in my 2nd month of doing it. Oh, there's chats.
Hey,
Yeah, okay.
Ange, what's that website you use again? What's it called? Can you spell it?
Oh, it's I use the new Kajabi. So it's new and EW Kajabi, Kajabi. I can send you a link, I think. I don't know if I still have them or not, but if you guys want to check out my business starter training, I'm happy to give you guys the link to that. Actually,
That would be so awesome.
if I can, hold on. I might be able to pull it up. I can't promise, but I'll try, and I can drop it in the chat, in the chat, and then you guys can check it out. Can't find it. Nope, I need Safari. Where are you, Safari? All right, anybody else? Come on, I know somebody else is gonna have something.
Ange.
What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
Hi. As far as the training goes, you obviously use the tools from the back office, but what other tools did you use to create your training for that stuff?
Honestly, I literally pulled from things that I've seen before. So like, there's a couple other, like I pulled from Lauren's training site. Like I went through there and pulled out topics that she liked.
Okay.
Yeah. And I kind of just had to really sit down and think about my brain and how it works and what I thought was important to learn at what points. Like when I share this with you guys and you see it and you go in and check it out. Oh, I just lost it. You'll see that like I kept, especially in the business starter, I kept all my videos in every module like really short because I think, especially in the beginning, everyone's super overwhelmed, right? You become a coach, you just got added into 3,700 groups. There's notification stuff popping up all over the place, people sending you friend requests and you don't even know who they are. And it's just like, oh, what the hell is going on? So then to throw in a training on all that, like people just kind of start to lose their minds, right? So I was just like, okay, we're just going to try to keep this as short and sweet and simple as it is. Like, okay, this is what you're going to do first. You need to go in and set up your online office. And this is how I'm going to screen share and show you how to do it. And I just kept it basic and then gave them, and the tools that they needed to hit Success Club the first month. Because it's literally all they need to know how to do.
Okay. Cool. Yay.
Yeah. Yay. Hold on. I think I'm going to pull it up real quick. I'm also like crazy tech challenge. So like the fact that I even figured how to do it on this out is kind of a miracle. A little bit. Okay, there it is. Preview link. Yes. Okay, close this. So you guys have to opt into it, which means like you got to like sign up, put your email in there and stuff. I won't spam you. I don't even have anybody on an email list there, but I pretty much know who belongs to who. So, and if you accidentally end up on one of my email lists, I'm sorry, just unsubscribe. Okay. All right. Can you share secrets for teaching? No, I can't. I wish I could. Honestly, I wish I could. I wish I knew how to make older coaches hit Success Club, but like you cannot make people do anything. You can't make them learn. You can't make them do training. You can't make them hit Success Club or recruit or sign coaches. That is on them. That is on them. It has to be when they're ready, on their time. And so all I can do is like every month when I start a new training, it's like, hey, start a new training. You want to join us? I'd love to have you there. You know, and it's like, and they might be like, yeah, let me in. And then 2 days in, they're like, oh no, I can't handle this. I'm like, okay, we'll try again next month. See you then. Like, because I've learned the hard way that all that was weighing on me. Like every time, every month, and they'd be like, no. Or even the ones, I think the ones that are worse that are like, yes, I want to do it. And you're like trying to give them all this stuff. And then they go ghost on you. And you're like, I'm the worst coach ever. Like, what have I done wrong? I am like so terrible. And it's not you. It's not you. Like, I beat myself up so much over that, and it's not you. And the best thing you can do is go out and find new coaches. Because guess what? When you start giving your attention to other people and they see them moving along, people get a little jealous. And that is, if anything's going to make them come around, that will do it. Your attention going elsewhere. So if they're not ready, let them go. Go find somebody else who's ready. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I got a little preachy on you there, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, they got to want it. You can give the tools. They need to use them. Absolutely. Do you put them in the new business group? Yes. So I have a Facebook group for my business starters. And I have assignments daily in there to make sure that 1, they're going through the training, and 2, they're implementing and using and learning them. So I've like tweaked it a little bit, and I probably will keep doing that just as I see, like, I finish a group and then I ask them, what they thought about it or what they thought was good, what was confusing, what would have been more helpful, and kind of change things around a little bit. And I can share what I have for my template for that too, if you guys want to see that. I'll throw that in here, or I'll send it to Brooke, because I'm still kind of working on it, so you can see where I'm like, I'll finish this month and I'll send it, because I'm still working on it. Because like I said, I'm redoing it. But that way you guys can see what I do in the group to support them going through the training. So you'll have the training and then everything I do in the support group for that. And then like I also have like a team builder. So like my team builder training, separate group. And only people who made it to business starter have moved into that group. How do I find new coaches that want to work the biz? I don't. I struggle with recruiting so bad. That's where I really have a hard time. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm finally getting this like onboarding thing down now. Like, I feel like pretty confident in what I've got going on here. So I'm like, okay, where are the coaches? Now I got to find some coaches to put in there. So if I like find any magical recruiting tips, I will be happy to bring them to you guys. But for right now, I'm sorry. I'm not the one to ask about that.
Hey, Ange, it's Raven. I have a question for you.
Hi.
Hi.
Congrats on Diamond.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I have a question about the leadership ladder. So, okay, what's the very first one again?
Business starter.
Okay, what's the second one?
Team builder.
Okay, what's the third one?
Team leader.
Okay, if you get the team leader and say you don't hit SC5, do you drop all the way back down to the beginning again?
Well, no, you could be a team builder.
Okay.
Because it's if you meet all the other requirements, then you're missing one. Then you'll still be meeting all the no, because because SC is important. So if you don't hit SC, then you will drop all the way down. Sorry, I'm thinking if you dropped in rank or something, or didn't have enough PS coaches hit SC. That happened to me last month. I dropped to team builder from team leader because I didn't have enough PS coaches get points on the board. It was a good month. So, it happens, but it's like you bounce back. It's not a big deal.
Got it. Because I thought because I was at Diamond, like it would
Yeah.
it would update, and maybe it didn't update yet because maybe it didn't. Well, no, we just hit the 5th of the month. I don't know, but it says my next rank is coach or is emerald. So I thought that was weird.
It shouldn't say emerald. It should say like team builder, maybe.
Team builder, but then it has like the what you should shoot for below, and it said.
Well, that's just the marker for team builder. Is that like you have to be at least at emerald? So you're missing something else there. So it's either you could be missing. Is it the week leg volume? That tends to be something a lot of people miss. They don't have enough volume on their week leg, or the PS coaches getting Success Club points.
Okay, so you might have one, but you're missing another one, and that's why you're not going.
Yeah, because if you're missing one of any of those that are in that thingy-majigger there, then you won't hit that rank. You won't hit that part of the ladder.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you got to have all of them in order to be a team leader or a team builder or a business starter.
Okay, that makes
Business starter's the easiest, because if you hit Success Club 5, you will hit all of those things. That's the easiest one. Team builder gets a little more tricky because you got to hit emerald, you got to hit SC5, you got to have 250 in commissions, you got to have at least 2 coaches with 1 point on the board. There's all, and the week leg volume. I should have this memorized by now, but I don't.
Yeah, and because I was team leader, but then I'm dropped because I went from diamond to emerald.
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yep. Yeah. So that's
I have everything else but my rank.
Huh?
I have everything else but my rank. Like I have the volume.
Yeah. So as soon as you get that rank back, then you'll be fine. I mean, and honestly, that's what I mean. It's like, it's not that big of a, like, honestly, to drop rank, all right. So it happened, like it happens to me all the time, but it's like, you got those other things there. You got all those other things in place, and those are really important. They're more important than the rank, because that rank, it'll go up and down. Happens. But you get those other stuff, like, that's really important.
Okay.
And Ange, I wanted to thank you too, because on the diamond training, your call like really stuck with me. Like it had me thinking in a whole new direction. So instead of like me building, I just figured if you're building rank, then that's when you're going to start seeing money. But that's not it at all. Like I'm now like learning about volume and all of that. And I just want to thank you because that call like enlightened me. So now I'm like pushing the SC10, and then I want to put stuff under my husband so that like his volume's gaining, and I'm, you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking a whole new direction now. So thank you.
Awesome. I mean, honestly, for me, I go to 5 for me, and then I get him to 5. And then
why not 10? Don't you want the leads, or do you not get the leads?
I don't care about leads, honestly.
Okay. I was SC10 and I wasn't getting any leads at all. So I don't know if I did something wrong, but yeah.
I don't, for me, like the leads are more headache than they're worth.
Okay.
So for me, and cause it's like, usually they end up returning or whatever, like they never get back to me, and it's fine. Like every once in a while, yes, I've gotten 1 coach out of a lead out of the 3 years I've been a coach. All right. 1. But so it does happen, but like for the most part, they're just a headache, and I'd rather focus on other things like building my volume, building my income, things that I can control. I can't control those leads, but I can control where that, like, to have 5 points under my husband or under, somewhere else where it's going to produce more volume and more cycle bonus for me is more important than potential leads that may or may not amount to anything.
Perfect.
But that's me. That's how I run my business,
Yep, I like it. Thank you.
No problem. Glad you found it helpful.
And do you still put people under your husband, even though you have your second business center under your husband?
Yeah. You mean for like points or coaches?
Points.
Points. Yeah. Like, cause I want you need the elite points.
Oh, your husband's joined in the last couple of years.
Yeah. I just signed him up last year.
That's
so
right.
I get elite points for him. So
yeah. So, volume or what? Okay. That makes sense to me then. All right. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, for you, like Megan, like her husband doesn't count for her for elite points this year anymore. So I'm just like, make sure you get enough volume in your first and everything goes in your second.
Right. Yep.
Because that's where it's going to maximize your volume. Unless you have like volume sitting in his that you need to cycle out, like you need to, you can just use that. But you know what I mean? Like
I don't yet, so
the details.
yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I'm so good on that. Thank
All
you.
right. Did I get everything in the oh good, it makes more sense. Yay. Holy info. Sorry. Sorry, Donna. I like this. This is my jam. So you guys can feel free to send me a message. I'll answer your questions. I don't care.
So do you get a notification then when everyone completes the modules in like your first one? Like how do you keep track of all these people?
See, it's tricky. I can see when they log in, how many times and the last date that they logged in. I think they're updating it, so I might be able to see when they complete things, which would be really great. That would be ideal. But I have to kind of just trust that if they're doing the training and they're doing the assignments and they're participating in the group that they're doing, like they're getting through it.
Okay, gotcha.
But like I said, like if they're not checking in the group, and I haven't seen that they haven't logged in. They logged in one time, and I haven't seen them do anything else. Then I'm like, okay, maybe now's not the right time. We'll try again next month.
Got it.
And once they hit Business Starter the first time, you just put them in the Business Starter group? Like even if they drop back down or something?
If they hit Business Starter this month, like I just move them into the Team Builder group. Yeah. Because that's what we're working towards, Team Builder, like in the next one. So I just move them up because it's like you finish that, you understand it. Now, like if they don't do that work in the Team Builder and they drop, then it's okay. Back you go. Let's start over. Let's get this stuff down. But like some people, once they get that and they have that momentum, it's like, yeah, let's keep it going. They're ready to keep rolling, because it's like the next thing. It's like if you're working towards Team Builder, you really should just be building on everything you just learned in Business Starter, because Business Starter is basically just getting a Success Club, which you got to do again. So, and then we're just going to add in how to start recruiting and building a team.
I really like that because I feel like it's a great way to put people that are in the same part of their business in a group together too.
Yeah. And so one of the things I thought about at the end of last month, which was my first Business Starter month, was I was trying to pair people up and have them help each other out. So that's what I'm doing that in the beginning of this one. And I'm going to make them like not calling it success partners, but kind of like communication partners. So they're going to help each other with, inviting and just going over their posts and reviewing their social media and kind of checking up on each other, just to have somebody else's eyes on them. Because it's like, obviously it's your team and you want to be watching everybody if you can, but the more your team grows, the harder it is to keep an eye on everyone. So if they kind of have the accountability with each other, then they can come to you with issues, problems in the group, that kind of thing. So I'm pairing them up, making them work together. Get to know each other, figure it out. And I also do, I don't know, like if any of you guys have followed any of Josh Coates' stuff, but he does personalities, like animal personalities. So I'm real big on that. Like, and I'm a golden retriever and an owl. So I'm like a people pleaser and a nerd. Like I like to learn things. And that's pretty much the majority of my team are golden retrievers. So, which is really difficult because nobody wants to take the lead. So we need more rhinos in our life, like Megan Sayani. She's a full-on rhino, like just full barrels right ahead. Is like she gets an idea and she is all about the action. So I kind of pair people up based on their personalities, like yeah. So like a golden retriever needs a rhino to push them along, and then the rhino needs a golden retriever to kind of help, or an owl to help them kind of plan things out a little more and slow down. Josh has a YouTube video on that if you want to check it out, on the personality types. I can actually pull that up for you and drop that in the chat real quick too. Where is it? Because I just had it opened in, not this one. I will find it. And here it is. Why can't I? Who lets me do things? And chat. Here we go. That should be it. All right. Does everybody get it? Does anybody have any more questions?
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Josh Coates, founder of Legacy Leader.
Oh, it's playing.
No, sorry.
I'm like, oh, I was like, hey, there's Josh. He just joined us.
That was really, really a lot of good information. I'm really excited now. I feel like everybody probably is.
I hope so. I'm sorry. Like, seriously, I'm like all kind of in here. So, you know, that's why I was like, just ask me questions. I'm better off that way.
Good.
And how long did it take you to do all this? Give me hope. Give me hope.
I swear to you guys, if I could do this, anyone can do this. Like, I am super tech challenged. Like it's bad. It's really bad. And I am a crazy planner, perfectionist. So taking action, getting anything done is nearly impossible for me. So I've been working on this really since the beginning of the year. I mean, honestly, truly, like I started gathering and planning probably towards the end of the year, but the holiday and everything was crazy. So I didn't really like sit down and really start like putting stuff together. Like I went really hard the first 10 days of January to hit SC. And then I just took the rest of the month basically and just put the business starter training together. And then, so I got that one up and running in February. And then I had my head down working on the team builder one.
Gotcha. And you did that whole website? You created that, like you did that by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of a really cool format because it's a lot of like, there's no like coding or anything you have to do. Like it's like
what plan did you use for the website?
It's called New Kajabi. It's basically their own app, and you have to like purchase it. It's not cheap.
Yeah, there's like 3 different plans when I went on there to look.
Oh yeah, so I got lucky because I had looked into it last year when it was Kajabi Next, and I wasn't ready for it, and I was on their email list, and so they emailed me, and I got in their beta. So we just had like I got a founder's price.
Oh, that's nice.
It was like a one-time fee.
Oh,
So I know there's like different plans now. If you want help looking through them, I can look at it and like kind of help decipher it for you.
Cool. Thank you.
It's definitely an investment for sure.
It's worth it, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, and it's really growing. Kajabi is and what its capabilities are. Like it's got landing pages. It's going to have like their own email marketing. Like, so it's like it'll be a one-stop shop for everything that we would do. Like, and again, if you're not there yet, and this is another thing, like guys, if you're not like a Star Diamond, don't bother with building this out. Like understand it, learn it, work it for yourself, but don't go buying something like this and building something like this out. Leave that to your Star Diamond, 2-star diamond upline. Like I'm telling you, because you do not need to be spending your time on that right now. You need to be spending your time getting to 2-star.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like, I was able to take this time off and do it because I had that luxury. Like I have the income to support that. Don't do the full-time work until you're making the full-time income. Leave that to the people above you to do that are making that money, that can afford to take this time off and that it requires to do this stuff. because your time is better spent doing your business. Like doing your daily activities are going to grow your business. So that's a little side note. Because I don't want, if you guys, anyone's like me, you're going to hear this, you'll be like, oh, I need to go do this, and I got to do that, and this is what I got to do to make my business grow. And it's like, no, you got to get out there. You got to be growing your network every day, messaging people, showing up online, like, you know, putting yourself out there. Like that's what you need to be doing. Your daily activities in your business. That's what you need to be doing.
What would you recommend is that Nikki? Sorry, Nikki, I saw you raise your hand. How would you recommend then if you don't have the training, what would you do for new coaches too? Because I'm finding that the Fit Force maybe is a little too overwhelming for new coaches.
Use mine. Like seriously, I don't care. You can use mine. Like it's there. I would rather it be used, and you guys like give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. You know, more eyes on it, the better. Because like seriously, you don't need to be doing something. It's not going to help you. Like if to go out there and build something out like this and take all this time to do it when it's there, you know, I mean, if you don't, I mean, if you really, really hate the training that's available to you, you want to do your own, then go for it. Just make sure you realize that your business will likely suffer.
Exactly. Okay.
When you do that. Because like last month I hit Success Club 6 by the skin of my teeth at the 11th hour because I spent all of February like working on this. Well, and like, you know, being sick, traveling, blah, 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 all that stuff, you know, it happens.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey Angela, thank you so much for doing this call. Hi.
Oh yeah, sure.
I just wanted to ask you from another owl, how do you like rate, and it makes me think of your daughter that you posted about her like reading all night long, and I'm like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah, she's still in there reading right now, I'm sure.
How do you rein yourself in from like, oh, and this training is good, and this and this and this and that, and do it?
It's really hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's really hard. I have started trying to force myself that if I'm going to plan time to learn something, I have to plan time immediately following it to implement it. And if I cannot plan time to do both right away, then I can't do it. So like if I'm going to eat, like I have, I'm in one of Josh's recruiting groups right now. Like we have a training that he posted today, like a video. I have not watched it today because I knew I did not have the time to sit down and put into action the takeaways that I was going to learn from that training. So it's like that. It's just been a way that I've had to learn to schedule my time better. And I'm not great at it, and I don't always do it right, and I still get distracted. But then I'm like, I gotta go back. Don't go learning anything else. Need to take action on what I'm doing now, because I'm obsessive with learning. Like it's a problem. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go learn that now. Like James Wedmore's thing keeps popping up in my like side, like to do his YouTube training. I'm like, oh, that would be really fun. I could really like that. I'm like, no, cannot do anything else right now. You need to learn this and do what you're doing. So short answer, schedule implementation time directly after learning time.
Thank you for the long answer. I like them both.
Thank goodness. You guys are like, stop talking, lady. Stop talking. I've had enough of you. Look, my Lumi light is dying. I gotta plug it in. I'm gonna go, oh.
Can we take a picture?
Yeah.
Everybody smile. Oh. Thank you.
All right, guys. Have all of your questions been answered for now?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually see some head nodding. Cool.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Yeah, no problem.
you.
I'm glad I could be
Thank
on.
you.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course.
Brooke, are you gonna tag us in the photo, or can you tag ourselves?
Of course.
Thanks, girl.
Yes, I'll tag whoever I'm friends with and then tag yourself.
Thanks. You know, I like my photos.
Bye.